Mr. Ward, first and foremost, I hope you and the Ward family are safe. Can you describe Coach Bobby Bowden, the man of faith?
Well, I appreciate you having me, James. And Coach Bowden was definitely a man of faith, and he lived his life that way, and he wanted to make sure that everyone else lived their life that way. But he was a great ambassador for Jesus Christ as a coach, and I was grateful that I had an opportunity to play for him.
Can you share with us your days being recruited? Take us back to Coach B recruiting you, sir.
Well, it kind of started with, Coach McDuffie, Wayne McDuffie, the late Wayne McDuffie, advocating for me to be recruited by Florida State. I was the first black quarterback to actually play, but I wasn't the first black quarterback that they recruited. All the other guys decided to switch their positions because either they didn't want to be patient and wait, or the coaches moved them to a different position because they felt like they could use them better at that position. But once I asked Coach, I wanted to play both basketball and football because he allowed Brad Johnson to play as well, and that's one of the reasons why I chose Florida State, was because he allowed Brad to play basketball and football.
Now, what was it like winning the Heisman Trophy and the national championship with Coach Bowden and the Noles Nation?
Well, winning a national championship and winning the Heisman by itself, is a great feat. However, whenever you can do it with a legendary coach and your teammates that you had been with for 5+ years, is always great when you can win as a unit. The Heisman is an individual award, but there are a lot of guys whose name is tied to that as well, because football is not an individual sport, and I was grateful for those guys. And being able to be under Coach Bowden's tutelage, and that being his first national champion and the first Heisman, was definitely a great honor.
Charlie, you also played Noles basketball, as you alluded to. You went on to play with the New York Knicks, the Spurs, and the Rockets. Also, when we look at Noles history, we see Deion Sanders Prime. Coach Prime was able to play baseball with the Seminoles and also football. How did you enjoy playing in the NBA and being a two-sport letterman?
Well, I just like to play ball. I have a book out called The Athlete, and that's basically what I wanted to do and be. I had to also understand that I had to make sure my grades were in order so that I could play. And so I worked really hard in that area because it didn't come easy. Sports came really easy to me. And so just getting an opportunity to play multiple sports in college was a great honor for me to be able to do. And then to have options to be able to play professionally was definitely a great blessing from the Lord to be able to have those options.
Charlie, what will you remember the most about the late, great Coach Bobby Bowden?
Well, just him being a man of God, his word and integrity, having great integrity. But also he's a great ambassador for Jesus Christ, and he wanted everyone to get saved. That was his ultimate goal. Whether it was a player, whether it was someone he learned, he actually saw in the streets. It really didn't matter. His goal was to be an ambassador, and I was grateful that I had an opportunity to be under that tutelage, for sure.
Take us back to your sideline when you were winning championships, and you went back over and Coach B was there coaching you up, so to speak. Take us back to those fond memories.
Well, there were a few memories I had, especially my junior year. It was really eventful because my first 4 games I had like 13 interceptions. That's not a very good ratio when you start looking at it, but it was challenging. But I had to go through the adversity. He allowed me to fail and gave me a second chance, and I was grateful that I was able to redeem myself. But he also showed a lot of humility that year, because for the 3 years that I've been there, he was calling the offensive plays. But he chose to give Coach Brad Scott and Coach Mark Richt the play calling duties to try to find an offense that would be better suited for the athletes that we had. And so, that showed great humility. And I was grateful that, he allowed Coach Brad, Coach Scott, and Coach Rick to call the plays, because it did give us an opportunity to be able to spread the ball around a little bit more and use the athletes that we had.
Well, folks, there you have it from Charlie Ward. He is a Florida State University Seminoles icon, a Heisman Trophy winner, a New York Knicks. I could sit here and talk for a week about his accomplishments. He is remembering his late great coach, Mr. Bobby Bowden. All right, finally, folks, it is time for our BNC King of the Hill. He coached up the Indianapolis Colts, winning the Super Bowl, Super Bowl 41. Tony Dungy is the first black head coach to win the NFL Super Bowl. Tony Dungy is our BNC King of the Hill. Anthony Kevin Dungy was born October 6th, 1955 in Jackson, Michigan. While playing safety, he helped the Pittsburgh Steelers defeat the Dallas Cowboys 35-31 to earn his first Super Bowl ring, winning Super Bowl 13. Dungy played in the league from 1977 through 1980. After grinding as a coach and an assistant coach, his hard work pays off as he captures his second Super Bowl ring. Coach Dungy helps lead the Colts past the Chicago Bears on February 4th, 2007, making history as the first black coach winning Super Bowl 41. He is currently a pro football broadcaster, sharing his football mind with NFL and football fans around the globe. Tony Dungy is our BNC King of the Hill.
And James, going back just to hearing from Charlie Ward, it's been such a pleasure to be able to hear so many people share the stories of the life of Bobby Bowden and what he meant to so many people.
Definitely just a remarkable human being himself. And Mr. Ward, he was able to learn firsthand from Coach Bobby Bowden, and you just see a tremendous relationship with those two gentlemen. And obviously it is so hard to say goodbye. And Coach B will always be remembered, and we thank the Noles for coming on the show.
All right, thank you, James. And stay with us. Much more BNC Live after this break.